Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Thursday, the 25th of September 2025. The year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post pot on chain. Right, let's see what we've got today. I was having a right old laugh at this one. So, you're telling me I can buy real money with fake money? That is exactly what's going on with BSV. We'll just touch on this article here. Cointelegraph says Bank of England stablecoin limits slammed by UK crypto groups. I want to say basically the Bank of England has actually got no authority whatsoever. It's a private, unelected company, and now they're trying to tell you how much of this you can and can't hold. Like, what an absolute joke that is. Talking about jokes, looks like Starmer's just announced the digital ID to be made law for all adults. Or they said mandated. We knew it was coming. That was the whole point of COVID. Look, you know, this COVID-19 SR, biometric identification, verification, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's coming in thick and fast. Scary. Tom Montgomery's doing his bit, just saying Keir Starmer can stick his digital ID up his arse. He's literally going off on it there. BSV Association, the long-awaited announcement here saying that the testnet is now viewable publicly. Not that this video really helped all that much. I was trying to figure it out. Yeah, couldn't do it, but we'll touch on that. We'll have a look at the figures. And it looks like, look at their desolate, they're still desperately pushing the price down. This is Bitcoin versus USD. Look at that. They've just recently shoved it right down. Now it's $22. This is an absolute gift. They are getting so desperate. They're getting so desperate. $23. What is that in pounds? £17. That is crazy. That is crazy. And obviously we'll have a look at the rest of the market, some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then we'll finish with a Canishwella countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Teranode, you'll surely see.
All right, here we go. So, as a friend of mine sent me this, and I was just like, wow, this is so good. This is exactly what's going on. So you can tell me I can buy real money with fake money. Well, exactly. This is what the world has come to. Like, literally using fake money, fiat currency, securities fraud, in other words. But because the world runs on that, we can now buy real money with it. But this is what will happen. So in the same way that they flipped the world onto using fake money through the orchestrating of 2 world wars and stealing all the gold and realizing that a medium of exchange has to be the medium that works in the best way. So you're converting gold into effectively paper and then digital bits of nonsense that they make up from nothing. But now we have real money in the form of digital or digital money, like a digital commodity. You know, so effectively this will wipe out fake money. This is what will happen. And the cabal obviously get all their power from their fake money, but it's economic incentives that will bring money back on, bring people back onto real money. This is what will happen. I've obviously got a roadmap in my mind. I know where things are going to have to go. It's not going to be easy. The road's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but we've got no choice. Literally, we are on death ground. As Sun Tzu in The Art of War said, we know what's coming if we don't do it, if we don't make a stand. But this is, you know, we can meme our way there for the normies who don't really actually understand the seriousness of actually what's really going on. All right, I wonder if normies would understand this. The Bank of England stablecoin limits slammed by UK crypto groups report. UK crypto and payments groups urge the Bank of England to drop plans to cap individual stablecoin holdings. Well, how can they cap stablecoin holdings? They've got no authority whatsoever. It's an absolute piss take. Claiming the move would be costly and hard to enforce. Yeah, too right. United Kingdom-based cryptocurrency industry advocate groups called on the Bank of England not to proceed with plans to limit individual stablecoin holdings. Like, how dare they? Absolutely insane. In a November 2023 discussion paper, the bank floated setting individual caps on digital pounds between $10,000, which was $13,000, and £20,000, and asked for feedback on possible lower limit of £5,000. What a effing joke that is. You know, this is literally the introduction of CBDCs and then social credit scores, carbon credits, and all this nonsense. You know, they've got to trash the economy somehow. This is how they're going to do it. According to a Monday Financial Times report, industry groups criticised the plan, saying it would be difficult and expensive to implement and could leave the UK lagging behind other jurisdictions. Tom Duff-Gordon, Vice President of International Policy at Coinbase, reportedly said that the limits would be bad for UK savers and the pound itself. No other major jurisdiction has deemed it necessary to impose caps, he said. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Stablecoin limits don't work in practice. Oh, they've got absolutely no right to impose limits. Oh yeah, that's right. So you're not allowed to make too many profits for your business. What a fucking joke. Simon Jennings, Executive Director of the UK Crypto Asset Business Council, he'll be another one in their group, told the FT that limits simply don't work in practice. He added that issuers don't have sight of who holds their tokens at any time given, so enforcing caps would require a costly, complex new system. Last week, Jennings told Cointelegraph that UK CBC would like to establish a transatlantic corridor for payments and stablecoins between the UK and the United States. The Bank of England's plan would limit the effectiveness of such a system. UK regulators fear that stablecoins could destabilise the traditional financial system. Oh yeah, no shit, Sherlock. In early April, the UK Financial Policy Committee recognised that stablecoins and crypto markets have expanded significantly in the past year, drawing heightened regulatory attention. The committee noted that at the time that even with appropriate regulation, greater use of stablecoins denominated in foreign currencies could make some economies vulnerable to currency substitution. Well, yeah, exactly. Just use something else. Similar concerns were raised in other countries as well. Stablecoin powered banks run and currency substitution. Earlier this month, Christine Lagarde, President of the European Central Bank, called for policymakers to address gaps in stablecoin regulation. Among other remarks, she sounded the alarm that the US stablecoin policies could potentially result not just in further losses for fees and data, but also in euro deposits being moved to the United States, in a further strengthening of the role of the dollar in cross-border payments. Banks also fear that they may not be able to compete with the convenience of stablecoins if they are allowed to pay yields to their holders. Citi's Future of Finance head Ronit Ghose warned that in late August that paying interest on stablecoin deposits could spark a wave of bank outflows, similar to the money market fund boom of the 1980s. Some in the crypto industry suggest that the banks should step up the game to compete. If local banks are worried about competition from stablecoins, they should pay more interest on deposits. Bitwise investment chief Mac Hoffman recently said George Osborne, the former UK Chancellor turned crypto lobbyist, really is a crypto lobbyist now, no way, recently said that the UK is falling behind in the digital asset market, particularly in the area of stable coins. That's interesting that they're getting worried. Shitting themselves is what they're doing. And again, would you believe it? They've brought this in on the day that the BSV Association announced that the Teranode was going, or the Teranode testnet was going public. And honestly, if you think this is a coincidence, that's fair play. I get it. I don't, because I know how petty and I know what the war is. Literally, the battleground is finance and the war is over BSV. If BSV wins, we win. If BSV loses, we lose. And they know this. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that they've decided to announce this today, just as the BSV Association were announcing, a big announcement. No different from literally the day before the BSV Association announced that they were implementing the first stages of Teranode. The day before, they got OKX Singapore to delist BSV. Literally, I do not think it's a coincidence at all. Call me a conspiracy theorist, I'm fine with that. But let's have a listen to see what they say on Sky News here.
Breaking news now. Digital ID will be made law for all adults in an effort to tackle small boats. Downing Street believes that a mandatory ID card system...
That is pathetic.
Will help stop illegal immigrants working. Let's bring in our political correspondent, Mari.
Notice the word he said mandate. Mandate is not law. Mandate is not a rule. Mandate is fuck all.
Aurora. Mari, what more do we know about this?
Yeah, well, Gareth, this is interesting because this is something that has been spoken about a lot. Tony Blair, for instance, has been talking about this for years and years as what he always believed
Tony Blair, a Fabian member,
was one of the best ways to try and reduce illegal immigration and the ability for people to work illegally here in the UK.
They'll just be giving out digital IDs to all the illegal immigrants. That's all they'll be doing.
But Sky News understands that we will have an announcement, could be as soon as tomorrow, from the Prime Minister on these mandatory ID cards, an ID card system, the Brit card. And essentially what this will mean, it will be mandatory.
The Brit card. It's got UK written all over it.
For all adults here in the UK, it will make it easier for employers and for landlords to make sure that those they are employing or renting or to actually have the right legal immigration status here in the UK. They can do it using a smartphone app. It's also, according to the government, going to make it easier for people here in the UK to essentially prove their status or their ability to kind of qualify to be able to work here in the
How fucking dare they? They are public servants.
UK. And essentially, this is all about immigration. This is all about trying to
And who is it that's been encouraging the immigration? Absolutely outrageous.
tackle small boats crossings. We've had a lot of conversation about small boats and about other European countries, especially the French, who have been concerned with the kind of pull factors here in the UK in terms of being able to work in the black market, being able to...
The French haven't been concerned at all. This lot have been coming from France.
Work illegally here in the UK. We already know that France has an ID card system. They've had it for many, many years. And it's something that the UK...
Oh, really? And how's that working for them?
UK has always resisted, partly because of questions around civil liberties and freedoms, but also because many governments in previous times said they didn't think it was the best approach. Now, clearly, Keir Starmer has been persuaded of the benefits of a digital ID card system.
Really? By who?
And has been persuaded that this might have a significant impact on small boats crossings.
What an absolute piss take.
The question really, and this is always going to be the million-dollar question, is once this comes into play and once it is enforced, how much of an impact could it have on small boats crossings? And if it has a
Absolutely none.
really significant impact on small boats crossings, and it really kind of starts to eradicate that pull factor for illegal migrants coming to the UK, because I think they can essentially make money on the side illegally, as opposed to somewhere like that in France. How much of an impact does that have? And if it doesn't have a huge impact, then of course there'll be sighs of disappointment, I think, from within the Labour Party.
Yeah, and by then it'll be too late. You know, next thing it'll be biometrics and everything like that. Jeepers. Right, got that out of my system. Let's move on then. Let's have a listen to Montgomery Toms, literally laying into Keir Starmer. Here we go.
Digital IDs are now going to be officially announced. Apparently, you will have to have one to work in the UK. You'll be forced to have one. Well, let me tell you something. I will not have one. This is the hill to die on. We want freedom. This is not about left versus right. This is about you attempting to take away our freedoms. Keir Starmer, you've got another thing coming. You don't realise the level of resistance there is in this country. You don't realise the lengths that the UK people will go to when it comes to pushing back against your authoritarian, dystopian, Orwellian measures. It's not going to solve migration. You created a problem and then you proposed a solution, and we're not interested in your solution. This is just an opportunity for you to enforce your totally screwed up United Nations Agenda 2030. You're a puppet. You're useless. You are put in power because you are a submissive, emasculine, failure of a man, a terrible leader. I would say the worst one this country has ever witnessed. So I will not listen to you and your mandates. I will not listen or obey your digital ID. We know this will be used for a social credit system. We know this is going to be an opportunity for top-down control from technocratic globalists. I will fight to my bitter end against this authoritarian, top-down, globalist, technocratic, dystopian, Orwellian fantasy that the likes of you, the United Nations, World Economic Forum, Tony Blair seem to want to put on the British public. We know your game and we will not play it.
Fair play. Good words there from Montgomery Toms. Loving that. Loving that. Right, talking about loving that, let's go on to loving this. The BSVCOC said, you've waited long enough. Now the Teranode testnet is live. Watch this simple walkthrough on how to spin up a node in minutes. All right, let's see how we do this then.
Hey everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to get started running Teranode on our Terra testnet networks.
All right, looking forward to this.
To run on Terra testnet, you use a pretty basic laptop. This doesn't require some really special hardware. In this case, I'm going to show you how to use Docker containers to start up all the microservices to get Teranode up and running.
Docker containers? I presume they're not cargo containers.
To help, we've provided a repository here with a set of helper scripts in Docker Compose file that's going to really do a lot of the heavy lifting for you if you don't have a lot of familiarity with how to get started and run the node itself. So if you come here, it's going to show you the prerequisites and your system requirements. So again, you don't need a super beefy machine to get started here. What you will need is you will need Docker installed. So I'm on a Mac and I'm using OrbStack, which is just a nice kind of visualizer and wrapper around the Docker daemon. Totally optional, you can just use Docker directly. And the
Sounds easy enough.
The other thing that you're going to need if you want to be a full participating node in the network, which means that you want to do transaction propagation and you want to do mining, you will need a service. Well, you're going to need a public way to access the node on your network. So there's two ports that have to be open. You can either expose your host to the internet and just use the public IP addresses, or you can use a service like ngrok. Ngrok is going to allow a proxy into the port on your machine without having to set anything else up. So in my case, I'm going to use ngrok and I'm going to run as a full participating node so that eventually I can mine, I can do transactions, all that kind of good stuff. So first thing you want to do is go to ngrok, create an account. You can either have a free account and create a free domain, or you can pay for an account and get a custom domain that also allows you to run the service permanently on your machine. So in my case, I have a paid account, I have a custom domain, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Okay, with that, to get started, you're going to clone the repository.
Oh, great. Just clone the repository. What, am I going to get Dolly the sheep coming at me through my screen or something?
And inside of this repository, you're going to see a bash script for start Terra testnet. We are going to go ahead and run that, and this is going to give you a bunch of prompts to get all the details needed to get started.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. How do I run that? What?
So in my case, I want to fully participate. I want to be a full node. I have ngrok.
Okay, I don't really want that. Don't really need to be a full node or anything like that. Anyway, I can just sort of like view it.
Could run in listen only mode, which does not require you to run ngrok or have a public IP address.
Oh, listen only mode. How do we get that?
This will basically just give you visibility in the network without actually participating.
That's what we want.
In my case, I want to be a full node.
I don't really need that, but
so it needs my domain. Again, in this case, if I only had a free account, I'd have to go create a domain and come back and enter it. In this case, I already have one, so I'll just apply it there. Then it's going to ask me about RPC credentials. So these are credentials to access the RPC server.
Yeah, RPC, yeah, I've got one of those. Not.
And these credentials are used to access the admin portal in the Teranode web UI. So I'm going to configure them.
Oh, sounds easy. I'll just configure them myself.
Then it's going to ask me for a human readable client name. So this is optional, but in the list of peers on the network in the UI, this is just another way to display who you are to other people. You'll see that in a second. I do want to set something here, so I'm going to go and supply that. And it's going to ask me if I want to do CPU mining. So again, This is a much lower difficulty, so CPU mining is totally a viable option. This will prompt you for a Bitcoin testnet address and a Coinbase string, and then it'll go ahead and
All right, a Coinbase string and an address. Yeah, okay.
launch CPU miner in a Docker container if you want to participate.
Oh yeah, and those cargo containers as well, yeah.
In that way. I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just going to say no.
We've got cargo containers containing Dolly the sheep. She going to be delivered to my house?
But you can totally set that up yourself if you like. So all these settings look correct. I will go ahead and get started. You'll see here, this is setting up a bunch of containers in Docker for you. If we go back to the terminal, it's going to say, okay, look, I've got all the containers running. Now I need ngrok up and running. So I'm going to go switch to a new tab, and I have my ngrok command already configured here.
Oh, of course. Hope mine's already configured as well.
We'll run that. Ngrok is up, so I can hit enter.
Of course, just hit enter.
And it says we are good to go. So
there we go.
Before we look at the web UI, you can come here. You can look at the logs for each of the services.
Ah, there they are.
You've got blockchain service, block assembly, block validation. Everything is whirring right now. So we go to the web UI, which is just our ngrok domain. Here. You can see that I am currently in the process of syncing. If I go to the network tab, here's my client name. You can see I'm catching blocks, so I'm syncing from other nodes.
Oh, catching blocks like somebody's throwing them at you.
You can see all the other peers in the network. We also have that admin portal here that I can access with my RPC credentials.
Of course.
Okay, this all looks good. So you can change the state. You can invalidate blocks, look at your invalidated blocks, revalidate blocks. It's just a very basic admin page here. Again, you can see I'm in the process of syncing. This will take a little bit of time as we are blasting more and more transactions and building the chain here. We also have an ancestors page. You can.
Oh, great! So I can ancestors page. That means I can go back and see my industry. Yeah, maybe I can see my own DNA in Dolly.
Go and see basically what your common block is with other people once you're synced. But really, the network page here is probably the most interesting to look at currently. And that is really it.
Oh, so simple.
That's all you have to do to get started.
Is that it? Piece of cake.
Pretty simple.
Absolutely.
Here is the link to the documentation for Teranode itself. So once you actually have it running, if you want to actually interact with the services that we've started, this is the place to go and learn more. Please come join us, and we'd like to see as many nodes, as many transactions as possible.
Yeah, I can't wait to join you.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, cheers, mate. See you later. Yeah, want to figure out how to do all that. All right. Right, let's have a quick look at the figures then. Look at this, $24. $23.35 top left. We're literally reaching historic lows. This is crazy. Transactions 51%, block size 87. Look at the blocks coming through. 119, 112, 192. 25, 15, 66, 62. Whoa. 26, 35, 20. Look at that though. Look at that, 192. Even though we're used to seeing gigabyte blocks, but I mean that's massive when you consider that Gradecoin struggled to get all their blocks over one. They can't even get all their blocks over 1 megabyte. Look, 847 kilobytes, 767 kilobytes, not even a megabyte, 120 kilobytes. Cheapers. 55,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Gradecoin. Oh, mining Bitcoin at a 2.7% comparable profit. Loving that. Loving that. Let's have a look at the politics in the pie charts. Here we go. Global hash rate, 7 days, 24 hours. Gradecoin hash rate, other miners, 8.33. B crash, 15.97. Fisher price cash, other miners, 37.5. And again, CoinDance not showing us the figures or the mining charts for genuine Bitcoin. But we're in 4th place in the charts. 459,000 transactions over the last 24 hours, representing 12.9% of the overall market. Oh no, we're in 3rd place. Oh, still in 3rd. Still in 3rd. Look at that, 3rd place, and yet ranked about 100 in market cap. Absolutely crazy. But look at this, the price just literally just taken a nosedive. So I don't think it's a coincidence that they've suddenly released digital ID in the UK or announced it's going to be mandatory, and then the price is like tanked even more. I think it's all related. I don't believe in coincidences these days, you know. Call me a crazy conspiracy theorist, troopers. Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, okay. We'll have a look. BTC. See if we can find BTC and USD, BSV. Where is that? What? Yes, it's going down against BTC as well, the big dog. Look at this, 23.32. Look at that. Oh, what was that? What was that low there? $22.85. That is a new historic low. A new historic low. But what are they going to do? I mean, what are they going to do? They can't push it down to zero. The market will always be there. That is. I wonder who bought there. Whoa. Can you believe it? Let's have a look on Orange Gateway. See if they are showing us the same kind of price movements here. Oh, yeah. There we go. Look at that. 24-hour, $22.44. That is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, what are they going to do? It's not like a share price. It's not like a company that is dependent on its share price in order to get cash flow and pay dividends and all that. It's like trying to get rid of gold. You know, the cheaper it gets, the more people are going to buy it. That's pretty much it, really. Right, it's 365 days of Bitcoin history. Got nothing for the 25th of September. So September was a pretty quiet month in Bitcoin history. But being the 25th of September, we're now on day 7. So just a week has gone past the counting down of the Kelly countdown, and the Bitcoin Association have announced the public release of the Teranode testnet. So if anybody can help me get on that publicly so we can view it, we can start viewing those figures on the chart show, and just sort of put this on a daily basis, really. That would be fantastic. All right, it's a 27-minute show. We'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed it. So as ever, BoE, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.